Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun Diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one.
Hello there.
Hello, làmọ̀ dódódódó.
Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, good evening to you. Wherever you are watching from, this is Maiyegun live.
Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one.
Look around you. Pay attention to your environment. The cowards that are unable to name the saboteur against Tinubu, they may be crying around you. Now you can tag them, the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the Buharidins, the Buharididins, Buharidinotus, Buharidijatus, Buhari Shukus, Ungozi Arizi, Ombud slaves, sophisticated morons. And don't forget, their uncles and aunties abroad, their Brodiane Buhari idiots, which are the Mumadus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, the all-risers, crumb chasers, crumb eaters, ass leakers. Tell them that Maiyegun today, because Buhari is the saboteur. And today, he just told them, what thing you go do?
Lórí Facebook.
Ìgboro ti dàrú, but we'll talk about that tonight.
àní èso láìpẹ́.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́,
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní èso láìpẹ́.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ,
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní èso láìpẹ́.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Share the broadcast. Invite your friends and not so friendly friends. Tell them that Maiyegun is live while you are doing that invitation or inviting and all that. Yeah. Wetin Buhari said today that has now riled the Tinubu's base, and they have started calling him a betrayer, a selfish man. He thinks about himself alone. How could he do this to us? How could he be this selfish? These guys are just finding out that Buhari is selfish after 7 years. You are welcome to the party. Alhaji Buhari, tell us, what did you say?
I have found it necessary to address you today on the state of the nation and to render account on the efforts of our administration to sustain and strengthen our economy, enhance the fight against corruption, and sustain our gains in the fight against terrorism and insecurity, which has undoubtedly been impacted by several internal and external factors. Particularly, I'm addressing you as you are democratically elected president to identify with you and express my sympathy over the difficulties being experienced as we continue the implementation of new monetary policies aimed at boosting our economy and tightening of the loopholes associated with money laundering. Let me reassure Nigerians that strengthening our economy, enhancing security, and blockage of leakages associated with illicit financial flows remain top priority of our administration. And I shall remain committed to my oath of protecting and advancing the interests of Nigerians and the nation at all times. In the last quarter of 2022, I authorized the Central Bank of Nigeria to redesign the 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira Nigerian banknotes. For a smooth transition, I similarly approved that the redesigned banknotes should circulate concurrently with the old banknotes till 31st January 2023, before the old notes cease to be legal tender. In appreciation of the systemic and human difficulties encountered during implementation and in response to the appeal of all citizens, an extension of 10 days was authorized till 10th February 2023 for the completion of the process. All these activities are being carried out within the ambit of the Constitution, the relevant law under the CBN Act 2007, and in line with global best practices. Fellow citizens, while I seek your understanding and patience during this transient phase of implementation, I feel obliged to avail you a few critical points underpinning the policy decision. These include A, the need to restore the statutory ability of the CBN to keep a firm control over money in circulation. In 2015, when this administration commenced its first term, currency in circulation was only 1.4 trillion naira. B, the proportion of currency outside banks grew from 78% in 2015 to 85% in 2022. As of October 2022, therefore, currency in circulation has risen to 3.23 trillion naira, out of which only 500 billion naira was within the banking system, while 2.7 trillion naira remain permanently outside the system, thereby distorting the financial policy and the efficient management of inflation. C. The huge volume of bank notes outside the banking system has proven to be practically unavailable for economic activities and by implication retard the attainment of potential economic growth. Economic growth projections make it imperative for government to aim at expanding financial inclusion in the country by reducing the number of the unbanked population. And E, given the prevailing security situation across the country, which keeps improving, it also becomes compelling for government to deepen its continuing support for security agencies to successfully combat banditry and ransom taking in Nigeria. Notwithstanding the initial setbacks experience, the evaluation and feedback mechanism set up has revealed that gains have emerged from the policy initiative. I have been reliably informed that since the commencement of this program, about 2.1 trillion naira out of the banknotes previously held outside the banking system had been successfully retrieved. This represents about 80% of such funds. In the short to medium and long terms, therefore, it is expected that there would be a strengthening of our macroeconomic parameters, the reduction of money supply leading to a deceleration of the velocity of money in the economy, which should result in less pressures on domestic prices. C. Lowering of inflation as a result of the accompanying decline in money supply that will slow the pace of inflation. D. Collapse of illegal economic activities, which would help to stem corruption and the acquisition of money through illegal ways. E. Exchange rate stability. F. Availability of easy loans and lowering of interest rates. And G. Greater visibility and transparency of our financial actions, translating to efficient enforcement of our anti-money laundering legislations. I am not unaware of the obstacles placed on the path of innocent Nigerians by unscrupulous officials in the banking industry, and trusted with the process of implementation.
Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Before I enter into the realm of endless jabis, I want to speak a little bit quietly and slowly for a few minutes so that what I'm about to say, I can pass the message easily. I have been reading comments which I consider to be your reactions since this broke out. Listen, a lot of people are political kindergartens. a lot of you are mostly reactionary when it comes to politics. And that is why when the story changes every now and then, I do my best to let you understand the logic around them when the same people are playing the same game again and again and again, okay? So let me start taking some of the expressed views of some of you, especially from the comments, okay? Somebody said, now the heart attack will kill you, referring to me, Maiyegun, that heart attack will kill me when Tinubu is declared winner. Brother, heart attack is not going to kill anybody other than majority of you that have invested pain, invested your hunger, invested your liberty, invested your self-esteem, invested your family name, invested everything, denied everything, including denying Yoruba, because you believed that Buhari will reciprocate the same thing when it is your turn. Now, it is your turn. I am not the one that is stopping Tinubu. You know that. See, whatever you watch on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, all right, there are thousands of other people that actually criticizes Tinubu every day. Do you know that? Thousands. On social media, off social media, even on your TV, on your radio station in Nigeria. So calm down. Sure you get. Nobody is getting any heart attack. The only available heart attack ordered right now is the breakfast all of you ordered in 2014. You invested a lot in it. It will be such a shame. Disappointing. In fact, I will feel for you if after the 25th of February, Kolu, Owalule. That's not because of Maiyegun. So waiting be my own heart attack there. What is my own investment in your charade? Nothing. But you telling other people that they will have heart attack, have you actually thought about the reality right now? Kolu screamed out and he said, there are people trying to sabotage him within APC. He didn't say Maiyegun or the members of the Temple of Truth. No. He knew who he was talking about, but he was a coward. He is still a coward. He knew that Buhari, you see, in APC, in that your APC, for those of you who might have memory loss, Stockholm syndrome, or the rest of that, okay? Again, calm down, calm down. Let me explain that to you, okay? Just calm down, all right? Calm down before you send that text. You don't have to text yet. Calm down. Your history is this. In 2014, thieves called for a congress. And out of that congress, the amalgamation of this body of thieves and criminals, terrorists, jihadists, fanatics, and the rest of them, right? Fanatics and other, was what gave birth to APC, Al-Qaeda People's Congress. Do you remember that? You had a CPC, you have ACN, you have NPDP, and you have OABGA. Sorry, OABGA is Okorocha Abga. Sure you get. He joined them too. And it was these four legacy parties that formed and gave birth to the shege called APC. Remember that. The first casualty of that union was the new PDP, Atifku, Saraki, Dino, and the rest of them. You laughed because you believe that they are not loyal. They were not loyal to this new love baby, APC. So they should be punished. You should watch that. That happened. You blame them for everything while Buhari was failing. The second set of people to receive the breakfast, now Okorocha, it got to a stage that Okorocha, they had to break into a ceiling to capture Okorocha in his, you remember the drama. He's a member of the founders of APCO. He's part of those who founded APCO. He has the same right or value, same thing as a Buhari, same thing as Atifku. These are the people. You remember what happened to Okorocha? Okorocha started he became an activist. Started talking about human rights. Human rights abuse. Human rights abuse. You know that. You know the story. That's the second person. Now be the last people we go collect your own shege. And I heard that they always kind of keep the biggest, they kind of keep the best part of the breakfast for the fattest dog according to investments. See, that is your history. No be Maiyegun they deal with you yourself. Now they deal with you yourself. This is your story. Here you get. Ashiwaju is a mathematician, professional politician. Meanwhile, see, just for credit, after all said and done, if Tinubu is declared the winner of your election or charade, read my lips, nobody made that move. This will be the second time I'm saying that to you. Sure you get. Nobody should turn around and say, because of power of incubancy, I mean, because of Buhari, Baba Egbagbe, things don't spoil beyond waiting you they think. See, you see these Facebook auctions, all these Facebook agberos, some of them wearing suit and tie, some of them older with white beard, no sense. So, are you with me? They don't like APC. I mean, they don't like a Buhari. The first time that Buhari held the Tinubu said like this and dipped it in shit, was in December 2015. You know the story now. They rubbished him seriously, right? And he quickly just went into his own cocoon. Hi there, disappeared. Didn't do anything. Until 2018, when they needed him again. And they told him, see, this is the final one. If you do this, you see this Ashiri Omoale of Yoruba land that are now thinking somebody is going to get an attack because of Kolu. They ignored everything. They started walking about like people with leprosy. 4x4. 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 Sure you get. Next devil, 4x4. They knew the damages Buhari has done. They knew the damages he was doing. They were feeling it because they were victims too. But guess what? They don't kick Atiku out. They don't kick Okorocha out. Then Tinubu is the Lord Master. So, no be me then they serve the breakfast. Until when Kolu came out and said some people want to sabotage his victory. It didn't say Maiyegun. So, ma will learn Jumomi. Don't put your frustration on me. It's this same Maiyegun. Now you will supposed to watch your BP. Kolu knows where they put the valve of his half-dead heart that is beating, that he can't even sleep. I'm just saying. Yeah? So, they started cooking propaganda. A few days ago, they started saying, Emefiole want to make Tinubu lose. Emefiole is working with Kaba. Emefiole is Kaba. This and that. They went to Supreme Court. But this is where democracy started. You see all the northern governors, they don't get the memo already. Are you with me? They are on their own. They wouldn't have bothered. Because you see that goodwill, Sai Baba, Barbarian that they always shout about, is gone. That is why they had to rig the 2019 election for him. They had to kill the people, the wreck that rigged the election for them in Kano in 2019. Before they could go to any tribunal, they killed him, killed his entire family. These murderous criminals. So they did everything to muzzle everything. Inflate the number, do all of that, for Buhari in 2019. So they have seen that it's not going to likely let them do that. So in order to master the chess game with them, he decided, right, to make that broadcast you listened to just a moment ago. So Baba, Auntie, look at me. You can point fingers at everybody around you.
kó sún ẹkún egbére ẹ láti sìn, kó sún di on the 25. I said, cry from now, blame everybody, point fingers here and there, and all of that. It won't change the fact that Buhari, your slave master, is the one dealing with you. Others don't get the memo. That is why they have now switched from Emefiole after that broadcast. They have started with Buhari. Buhari weary. Immediately they released the recorded broadcast this morning. Baba weary. They don't fuel in private jet, presidential jet. The madman is in Ethiopia being concerned, doing one meeting there. There is more to that broadcast too. He didn't just tell them that the 1,000 naira notes that Gandola put in his Babariga mobile banking vault. Are you with me? Is going to be it's useless already. So they took Buhari to court. What does that tell you? Some said, Maiyegun. That's the second one, no. Talking about reading comment. Some people believe that it is a game. Are you with me? A game that will make Nigerians suffer. Tighten the rope, tighten them. Then, during elections, it will only be Tinubu APC that will be sharing the new notes to buy votes. Okay, that's fair enough. That's another theory, Abi. Then that also kind of put credibility to why, despite the fact that Buhari said you can use to 200 naira now, but you see that 500 and 1,000. They're not born any Supreme King. Will be Supreme Court. I be mad in it. Supreme King. So then that put credibility to their that Buhari has betrayed Tinubu. That it is now obvious that it is the money they want to use to buy the election, right? Which they would deny. That is the target. Why millions of Nigerians are going through hell right now. And according to Buhari, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to target you. I just wanted to endure. If you are a politician and you are not planning to buy votes, and then people they need the new Naira notes and the old Naira notes, of course they can now coexist. But that will be for the 200. Sure you get. So that means these people, you know, when you want to stockpile money, you don't stockpile 200 Naira. You know that. We are talking about 2.7, about 3 trillion Naira. That is not in circulation in Nigeria. It's in the house of politicians. Somebody said that 22 billion is in the house of one Northwest governor. Some said that Northwest governor Phoebe rufai. Others said, no, Gandola in Kano. It doesn't matter. You don't stockpile money in lower denomination. No, you don't. Sure you get. They will have to be of higher denomination. So they know themselves. The only place you can see hundreds of millions of piled money, even billions, are mostly, take this to the bank, are mostly 80% government houses. You see all those governors' houses, government houses in different states in Nigeria, as well as guest houses of government. They will say, this is Kwara State government, Kwara State governor's guest house, or Kwara House, Abuja, Kwara House. You know what I mean? Those are safe houses where they stockpile money. If protests or riots or revolution breaks out tomorrow in Nigeria, the day people break into guest houses of politicians, guest houses of state government guest houses, you will be shocked at what you will find. That is where those money are. And that is why Buhari knows they cannot bump into them and batch into them and break into any government house to look for money. So what they will do is that let's go destroy the money wherever they are keeping them, for whoever is still keeping them. The politicians are saying, we like what you want to do, but we don't want you to do it now. Okay? Do it after the election. Anything you want to do after that, go ahead. So the election never even starts. Tinubu never even get power. It's already publicly, through all these people, they are already saying, the day then declare I'm wanted. Now the day you go no say, two presidents will coexist. Tinubu will begin to declare, make declaration from his campo. Trust me. You see, between February and May, una go no say, I'm just saying, that if Tinubu become your president, if they declare Tinubu your president too, and he's already saying that most of what Buhari is doing, they're going to reverse them in like they are saying that publicly. Buhari is saying that his own legacy is to stop criminals from ruining the election, right? Whatever that means. The politicians are saying that Buhari want them to lose election. Sure you get? So, in between, are you with me? They want the Supreme Court to rule. And that's another drama, by the way. Suddenly, APC, now, again, let's go back to how many APC? What is APC in particular? CPC plus ACN, they are the leftovers in APC that you are witnessing today. The group that is doing the shege to Tinubu, ACN, are the CPC belonging to Buhari. They've concluded the whole thing. Right. So, CPC versus ACN. They are the ones doing themselves this shege. Let's be very clear about that. So, Buhari in, what do you call it? For the first time, yeah, this same APC, of 7.5 years, the ACN part of APC, the Tinubu part of APC, suddenly they are now saying that it is so wrong for Buhari to disobey Supreme Court. Really? It is wrong for democracy, for the executive to disobey court order. Are you joking? Are you playing? What kind of play is this? Like, are you playing? Buhari has been, disobeying court orders in Nigeria, just like, I don't know. Just like as they come. And you have been justifying that. Listen, different court judgment said Buhari should release El Zazaki, compensate him and take care of his health after all they have done to him and the Shiites. Buhari kept him in the place for years. APC, Egbekegbe, Lagos Abobaku, Oshogbo Alimajiri, àwọn ass slickers, crumb eaters, crumb chasers, all risers of Tinubu's Agbero Lagos. They were justifying it. They said, yeah, the president can do whatever he like. Really? That's disobeying the court? Yes, can disobey any court. Buhari received different court orders that said he should release Omoyele Sowore. He's committed no crime. They locked him up for over 2 years for hashtag revolution now. Buhari must go. And a lot of these Ashiris who are now looking for, who are now looking for those who are going to join their PT party. Come and join our PT party. Are you not human? Do you like what Buhari is doing to people now? Antishe Yawiri. Is that not the reason why some of you actually call us enemy of Nigeria? When we are pointing out all these injustices that were mounting up and mounting up and mounting up to the state you have in Nigeria today, divided. You said we are enemies of Nigeria. Suddenly, disobeying court order is wrong in a democracy. See, And you bruku on you. Now you are looking for people who will join your pity party. Yeah, I never thought it in my life that I will see Maiyegun supporting Buhari for this Nijere for to so yen. Me supporting Buhari. No. For 7.5 years, every policy of Buhari has been against the people, anti-people. People have died. People have lost their lives, lost everything they have, their savings, investment, everything, jobs. Talk about it. Lost their marriages. Last 7.5 years because of the policies of APC. Millions are in poverty. Millions are jobless. Are you joking? Are you kidding me? So suddenly, Buhari is saying that he wants to. Buhari cancelled 1,000 naira notes, 500 naira notes. Suddenly, you now care. Oh, Nijeri. Fún mi tó ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ti jáde àti ọkùn àtọ́rọ̀ tó ti ru ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Òfò lẹ máa ṣe tìran. You are now looking for people to call to your pity party. Kini problem? What is your problem with naira, money, naira, and election? Why? Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan náà? Wetin dey happen gan? Other than the usual now. For 7.5 years, you called us enemy of Nigeria. They are killing the people. We're reporting that. You called us enemy. You asked them to arrest people and kill them. You demanded that Buhari should get the court to sentence Nnamdi Kanu to death for doing nothing. Abi, you carry different propaganda. Now, suddenly, the same court 5 times said that this is so wrong. Nigeria is wrong. You said no. Nigeria will be great under the man that is influencing jihadists, terrorism, rewarding terrorists, jailing activists. Nigeria say, now you supposed to look for the 7 years of investment that people were costing you. And your lives are, some of you, your lives are actually like indescribable. I get that. But you don't even know where all the costs are coming from. You are enabler of Buhari for 7.5 years. Then 2 weeks to your election. Baba, you now love the people. You now care. Team Atani, Tiran. See the second part where he now told them, a member of APC to APC, president of their leading political, whatever, he's telling all of you to go and vote for anybody where you like. Don't let anybody intimidate you. Anybody where you like. If anybody try anything, I'll tell you the next phase. They will begin to pick all those Asari Doku. Is that Asari Dokubo? What's it be down? Kabaka, MC Ulueron, any other thugs, down south, watch out the next few days. They will either run away or they will be arrested. Trust. You go see film. Somebody said that he's doing it so that Tinubu can come back later. Baba, if that is the other face of the whole thing, I want to enjoy him. Don't ruin him for me. Don't ruin it for us, please. If that is your theory, that this whole thing is a game, so that Tinubu and APC can come later, and they can then just buy the election and then win and the rest. Baba, please, don't ruin this one. That's not what we want to see for now. The theory is that the camp of APC, they are running mad right now as I'm talking to you. This is something that somebody said. There are saboteurs. They are pointing names. Tunde Sabiu, Emefiele, Maman Daura, Mama Vasta, whatever. And the real Don came out today. And he said, see, you, I understand that there's so much problem and all of that, but don't worry, okay? You can start spending to 200 naira now. People will take them from you. But you know that we are talking about APC. We are talking about Buhari. If you believe anything, we in talk. That is at your own expense. So the fact that I said 200, you can now spend 200. You cannot this and that, Baba. Now, when you go out there, you go know if they go take the 200 from you or they're not going to take them from you. That's a story for another day. But according to him, he's not targeting you. He's targeting the likes of anybody complaining and crying. Listen to this other part.
Was the process of implementation of the new monetary policy. I am deeply pained and sincerely sympathize with you all over these unintended outcomes. To stem this tide, I have directed the CBN to deploy all legitimate resources and legal means to ensure that our citizens are adequately educated on the policy, enjoy easy access to cash withdrawal through availability of appropriate amount of currency and the ability to make deposits. I have similarly directed the CBN should intensify collaboration with anti-corruption agencies so as to ensure that any institution or persons found to have impeded or sabotaged the implementation should be made to bear the full weight of the law. During the extended phase of the deadline for currency swap, I listened to invaluable pieces of advice from well-meaning citizens and institutions across the nation. I similarly consulted widely with representatives of the state governors as well as the Council of State. Above all, as an administration that respects the rule of law, I have also noted that the subject matter is before the courts of our land and some pronouncements have been made. To further ease the supply pressures, particularly to our citizens, I have given approval to the CBN that the old 200 naira banknote be released back into circulation and that it should also be allowed to circulate as legal tender with the new 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira banknotes for 60 days from February 10th, 2023 to April 10th, 2023, when the old 200 naira note ceases to be legal tender. In line with Section 20, subsection 3 of the CBN Act 2007, all existing old 1,000 naira and 500 naira notes remain redeemable at CBN and designated points. Considering the health of our economy and the legacy we must bequeath to the next administration and future generations of Nigerians, I admonish every citizen to strive harder to make their deposits by taking advantage of the platforms and windows being provided by the CBN. Let me assure Nigerians that our administration will continue to assess the implementation with a view to ensuring that Nigerians are not unnecessarily burdened. In this regard, the CBN shall ensure that new notes become more available and accessible to our citizens through the banks. I wish to once more appeal for your understanding till we overcome this difficult transient phase within the shortest possible time. Fellow citizens, on the 25th of February 2023, the nation will be electing a new president and National Assembly members. I am aware that this new monetary policy has also contributed immensely to the minimization of the influence of money in politics. This is a positive departure from the past and represents a bold legacy step by this administration towards laying a strong foundation for free and fair elections. I urge every citizen, therefore, to go out to vote for their candidates of choice without fear, because security shall be provided and your vote shall count. I, however, admonish you to eschew violence and avoid actions capable of disrupting the electoral processes. I wish us all a successful with the process.
Thank you, Cyril. Cyril Agondu. Thank you very much. Oh, I said it because it was predictable. Sure, you get. When you look around things, right? I mean, when you look at them very much, even though they say politics is strange, but Nigeria politics is stranger. Okay, it defies all logic, all calculation, because people mistakenly sort of compare other countries when they want to look into other countries' politics, when they want to look into Nigeria politics, and that is why they fail a lot of the time. Me, I have done my own math enough that I can tell you few things based on what they are doing, what they have done, and who are they with, and all that stuff, right? We can put all of them together. They call them conjectures, right? But on this platform, they are not conjectures. So they are like piece by piece of information that we can put together, and you can predict it. If people are unable to access their money, naturally, there will be protest. But because of the country that Nigerians are, right, it may take time before they can get pushed to that serious protest. That is where politicians comes in. By dropping their rhetorics that will sound like they are encouraging the public not to go violent or to protest, but they are actually indirectly asking them that they can go out and protest. So over time, past incidents and all of that, my own experience were easy to, when you put all that. But because politics, they say 24 hours is a very long time in politics. A whole day in politics is a long time. All this old drama can come to an end if the intention of Buhari is not targeted at the politicians. If his intention is really genuine, right? Seriously, the politicians will be taken care of. The new Naira notes, they will print enough, they will give enough to them, they will give enough to the it will happen like nothing happened. And you probably will just be talking about the new notes more than the failure of Buhari. Trust me. Oh, the new note, the color is dirty. Oh, is this and that. You'll be talking more about that than the failure of Buhari. Well, everybody will have it. But it was systemically sort of a planned to be like this. And I knew then that the politicians are becoming impatient. This is internal. Tinubu said it's internal. This whole thing is planned to stop him. The only people who could plan this and execute it at this level are no other person with authorization of Buhari. Nobody can do this in Nigeria. Starve you of fuel. You are buying fuel for months now. For those who are seeing the fuel, a lot of you have not been seeing it, but whenever you have to see it, you just buy it at any price they give to you. But you are not out there protesting. You are not angry. You know what I mean? Okay, let's add more to it. And at the end of the day, it's the politicians that can actually help you by inciting you to, because they can always milk, when violence is out there, they can milk it by offering solution. Look at them. Look at APC governors. The same one that are telling you that Buhari will finish his term. House of Representatives, Senators, APC, who stood by rubber stamping Buhari for 7.5 years. Now they are now all complaining. Everybody is now so mad, angry. Buhari is selfish and the rest of that. But there are also cowards that can't really come out and say it. But they will begin to say all of that now. I've told you that. I said they will soon start attacking Buhari. They've started. If you haven't seen them, don't worry. You're going to see a lot of them. They've started on social media. I'm talking about popular members of Tinubu's campaign group. They are now coming out to attack Buhari. After that broadcast, it was like, okay, if the problem is that you have been unable to see enough new Naira notes, I'll be okay. Oh yeah, start using the old 200 Naira notes. The politicians who stockpile money, they won't stockpile to 200 Naira. It will be 500, 1,000. Sure you get. So they have started attacking him. You will see different videos soon as you inch towards that their election, Abi. So it's easier to predict. It's easier to. The problem is that a lot of people, when you tell them this truth,
that's why I said that everything I share with you, you can always go back on, Abby, to learn more. Mine can just be 1 or 2 points that will help you to understand what you probably want to know even more. Okay? I am not here to judge you or tell you what to do in any way. Sure you get. But the problem with people is that when people know the truth, it's so hard to take it in. Very hard. So they have to, so internally they will be praying that what Maiyegun is saying, I just pray that that will never happen. Now, I'll tell you that. If you describe, for example, if you describe that Tinubu cannot win because his own members of his own party are sabotaging him, as he publicly said, and then you give all those instances, a die-hard Tinubu supporter, after hearing all of that, would have to tell himself or herself that I just pray that thing is not true. Or something like, I just pray, God, we shame all these powerful people who want to stop Tinubu because he or she knows nothing to do. You know the truth. So the only way that they can cope with their coping mechanism is to tell themselves that, oh, this whatever this Maiyegun is saying, I don't want to believe it. Why did you listen? Why have you been thinking about it? Then why are you telling yourself, inside yourself right there, to the point that you have to pick up your phone and type a message to say, may Asiwaju succeed? Who are those wishing that he doesn't succeed? And who are those sabotaging him from succeeding? Buhari. Do you get that now? So when you know the truth, in your mind, you'll be praying that maybe something should just happen. That Buhari will change his mind, or God will just do a miracle, and Tinubu will defeat everybody. Meanwhile, there is something called saving the pain. So if you tell somebody who is a die-hard obedient, now somebody who is following Obi, a die-hard obedient, and you begin to analyze and say, I don't see him winning, they will eat you raw. Because how dare you? What parameter? What data are you using? You just sit down there and just be talking, because you know why? They have already created their reality. They are walking around their reality. Okay? If you see Atiku people, and you say, Atiku is not even like making headway anymore, it's like he's going nowhere. A supporter of Atiku who has carved their own belief around him, they too will tell you, you are just hallucinating, because you know why? Every one of them have carved what they want to believe, even when truth is staring them on the face. So when they have no answer to that, they will tell you, I just pray that God will just, share you get. That is the answer somebody who has nothing to say after facing the truth. That's exactly how people avoid the truth. In most cases, the painment that they bottled in will begin to show up when that disappointment finally happens. They will now pretend that they are surprised. Oh, I'm so surprised. How did Asiwaju have to lose this election? Have you forgotten the old drama? Here you get now. That's how people try to bottle up their pain after facing the truth, create a different reality to cope for a while. Then when the real reality finally happened, then they express disappointment, heartbreak. So if I say the heartbreak no go be until the 25th. Here you get. If I say the heartbreak expression have already started after that Buhari's broadcast. Now that is the state of things. So they are now saying that if they won't buy your vote, may then go use 100 naira or use 200 naira or do transfer. There is other conspiracy theory, or should I say another rumor on the side, where they said that the banks have met, and there is possibility that out of all the banks in Nigeria, there are about 5 of them that they have put under the radar that will never ever dispense any dime or any cash, right, throughout this period. to further add to that frustration, sir. Then that will then validate the fear that made Tinubu to raise the alarm. Egbe pamo, egbe naira pamo, ama dibo, ama wole. You hate the fuel, you hate the naira. The only people that can hide the fuel and naira in Nigeria, the petroleum minister, which is the president, which is the Buhari, the president, right? The only people who can egbe naira pamo, hide the naira, there are no other people than the central bank and the commercial banks and the politicians who have their own naira that has now been declared illegal. So when he raised the alarm at the time, he knew the saboteurs within his own, and that saboteur is actually the Buhari, by the way. He's the Kaba. So when he says that, there's no other people who could do all of that than APC. Egbe, my brother, calm down. 7.5 years is, for how long you have lived that fake life, that fake patriotic Nigeria, patriotic Nigerian. This Maiyegun is enemy of this country. I mean, you see, in politics, right? You will see some, you'll be like, oh, I don't like these people because their action, their policies are creating more problems for my own people in a way. So I don't want to have anything to do with them. That doesn't make you enemy of your country until this APC, came, Baba. If you criticize Buhari, that means you hate Fulanis. You hate, you hated the North. In fact, you are Islamophobic. That means you hate Islam. Is it because Buhari is a Muslim? See, I'll give you those faces, by the way. 7.5 years, so now wait till we endure with that. The thing where we endure for 7.5 years, that these ones are living a fake life, defending. Today, they are looking for those who will join them in their pity party because they are 1,000 naira, they are 500 naira, that they are criminal leaders. They didn't use to invest in them, give them jobs, create lives that is actually livable, like Dubai. You see that Dubai? You are at United Arab Emirates. With all the Owepo and the rest, right? Your criminal leaders, APC, Egbekegbe, they stockpile money. They didn't invest that money in any of you. 7.5 years, you went through hell from hand to mouth, suffering and smiling. We were exposing them. You were calling us enemy of Nigeria because of exposing Buhari. You called us enemy of Nigeria because of exposing the policy that are laced with what they call the Islamization, which is actually for the elite, not even for the Islamic people. You call those different names. Now, quarter to your breakfast. You pretended to be 7.5 years ago. You pretended to be patriotic Nigerians. I love this country. How many of you remember when they were doing something called the challenge? You wake up every morning. I don't know if you remember this madness from the Buhari Media Center, Lagos Abobakua of the old. They will wake up in the morning. And you will do hashtag, may Buhari succeed 100 times a day on social media to show your support to President Buhari. Because everybody criticizing him, they are enemies of Nigeria. Buhari freed, arrested terrorists that are going through prosecution. They released them through the back door. Buhari created a back door for terrorists that are sending millions of people into IDP camps across Nigeria. Northerners are dying every day in the hands of different terrorists. Buhari opened a back door to rehabilitate and then free terrorists. Northerners are bleeding. Before Buhari came, the rest of Nigeria were praying that may their state never turn to Borno until Buhari came. 7.5 years we were exposing this. People were dying. You were calling them fake news. Buhari said they should jail us for criticizing anything government. We should pay 500,000 naira as fine if we don't take permission before using social media. Buhari banned Twitter in Nigeria, destroyed businesses, destroyed lives. But because you were waiting for the day they go give you the mantle so that you can also say, I served this, we saw Shege under Buhari, so that you can come back later. Now, look at this. Listen to this, everybody. If you know these Olori Brukus very well, these pretenders all the time, who called Yorubas different names. because they wanted to defend the Buhari for 7.5 years. They called Yorubas different names. They play tribal card and called the Igbos different names. They still call the Igbos different names till today. They ignited Christian versus Muslim. They ignited Igbo versus Yoruba on social media, off social media. Nothing they haven't done in order for them to keep a day, for a day like this, that it will become their turn and they can look back and later agree with all of you. Let me tell you something. It is happening too fast, okay? When Buhari was very sick and he became that vegetable that they smuggled out of Nigeria, it was time to hand over power to the acting president. And that was the Pastor Ruga, the fake Pastor Ruga, Ikene Shatabandu, Oshimbade, Agbowoni Babaoja. Something happened around that time. Babaoja became acting president. And within a space of 100 days, Pastor Ruga, fighting corruption that Buhari's government said he came to fight, Pastor Ruga sacked Babashir Lawal, the grass cutter, sacked Mamanda. Let's be that guy name again. Is it Maman Daura? Be Saliu Daura? You know that Daura DSS guy, that the Daura Secret Service, that black guy, that old Wiri Koba, he took a DSS at that time. You remember? Now Pastor Ruga sacked him because he went to the judges' houses. You remember when they invaded the judges' houses? You remember that? Of course. Now why would you forget? Yeah, that was the guy who led them. And they marched all the Nigerian judges out like common criminals and marched them straight because they were planning then. Meanwhile, it was for the bigger picture. Okay? Just to make sure that Onogen, who is a southern, who is a Chief Justice of Nigeria from the southern Nigeria, they were cooking something to get him out. How would they get out to work? Intimidate the rest of them. They marched them in the middle of the night. Now, Pastor Ruga Sakam. Do you remember now? Within 100 days, so he sacked the two of them. Yeah. Now, immediately after that, sent the baddest shock waves straight to the northern oligarch. Who did he consult before? No, he didn't consult. You. Let's see that Yaro we die of a coronavirus. That you're de facto president. I don't know why all there's so many names. Mama, no, not Daura. Yeah. Anyway, I'll remember later. Did he get back to you, Mama Daura? He said, no, he didn't contact me. He don't sack head of DSSO. He don't sack secretary to the government of Nigeria, SGFO. You know what they said? I'm coming.
The national anthem.
I can hear my director sing Wakanda Forever. Well,
The national anthem.
I can hear my director sing Wakanda Forever. Well,
The national anthem.
Many people are in the bank because many people are dying. Everything are doing. Pressure ti wà. Maso Yorùbá. Gbogbo nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ ń lu yìí. Pressure ti wà. Èyìnbó kò ṣe sọ. Ṣé ìlú lé? Fún alówó wa anówó wá sọ wá di lazy youth. Náà ẹ sọ wá di lazy youth. Òun ni mo wà ní táìmù yìí tí mi ò lè lọ bí iṣẹ́. Kò sówó èmi kọ́ lè. Many people are in the bank because many people are dying. everything I do ẹ wo àmọ́ ìbò sọ pressure ti wà bá sọ Yorùbá ẹ wo gbogbo nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ ń lu yìí pressure ti wà èyìnbó kò ṣe sọ sẹ́yìn ìlú lé ẹ fún wa lówó wa ànáwó ẹ wá sọ wá di lazy youth náà ẹ sọ wá di lazy youth òun ni mo wà ní táìmù yìí tí mi ò lè lọ bí iṣẹ́ kò sówó kò èmi.
Sorry guys, I just got my camera back on because I had this tech glitch. So where were we? You know something, let me take a tea break just for a few seconds, okay, and I will get back. I will get us back on the line.
70 years old man. Jesus is Lord. Jesus. 70 years old man. Jesus is Lord. Jesus. 70 years old man. Jesus is Lord. Jesus. 70 years old man.
Thank you. I'm sorry for that break. It seems to be a long one, but hang on. Yeah, so I was telling you, or talking back to you who are inviting us to your pity party, okay? So you called us enemy of Nigeria, but like I said, Pastor Ruga, within that short time, there was a covenant or something like a covenant somehow. I don't know if it's a covenant. I can't say it's a covenant, but it was more or less like an agreement, although unwritten, that even if Buhari is dead, are you hearing me? Even if he is dead, that I can't talk anymore, I can't see anymore, he will finish his 8 years, and there will never be any other kind of handing over or transfer of power to the acting president whenever Buhari want to leave Nigeria. You know what they said? They said Nigeria or Buhari or the North. I'm reminding you this. So they said the northern Nigeria and the people around the president Buhari must protect him. These are northerners. They said they must protect him because Nigeria must not make a mistake of letting Tinubu take control of Nigeria federal government. I remember that very well. For those of you who are very, very good following the politics of Nigeria, this is not going to sound strange to you, okay? They were worried. The power balance was about to be destroyed by Pastor Ruga. And to them, whatever Pastor Ruga does, it must have been advised by Tinubu. So they said they must never make that mistake. It wasn't long that when Buhari came back, there was this recording that they said they bugged Oshibajo's house. Pastor Ruga's house inside the Aso Rock. They bugged his house and they heard him. Okay? He was having a chat with somebody in his own living room. And in that conversation, he was heard lamenting that nobody respects him within the Buhari circle. That Buhari's ministers, they don't even they don't see him as vice president. That the Buhari's appointees, they have no respect for him. He can't say anything. They will just look at him like, did Buhari say that? If he says something, they will say, did the president say that? That he, as the acting president, that when he's trying to speak to some of them,
okay, just to get them along and be like, what is going on? Let's keep the work going until Buhari return. They just ignore him. He said that he was complaining in that audio. But you know the one they were holding on to was the part where Pastor Ruga now told that person in that conversation that it is just a matter of time. That look at all of them that are disrespecting him now. That when he becomes the substantive president, they will all now be towing down and coming down to come and pretend that they respect him. And that is when he's going to actually show them the kind of person he is. I am saying this to you just so you know that the mantra that the ACN of Tinubu, the picture that the ACN of Tinubu were painting of Buhari and Oshibajo, of this fatherly, even Oshibajo said Buhari treats him like a son. Can you believe that? Vice President, he said Buhari treats him like his son because he also treats Buhari like a father. So they were making this posture of they are so together, Buhari love him. In fact, they can't wait for Buhari to hand over to Pastor Ruga. That audio, that conversation was one of the reasons why Oshibajo was completely out of the picture. I am saying this not because I did DL, but the whole thing they had up, my brothers. Amechi just filled in. You see that story of Lawan, the Senate President of Nigeria, the rubber stamp Senate President, the story of him becoming the candidate, anointed candidate of Buhari, which Tinubu defeated. That story is also not as straightforward as you have been told. Lawan, right, became the candidate of the criminals of CPC around Buhari to fill in the vacuum, the gap of their move, to checkmate Kolu. They are those CPC guys. They are those, those one who are in CPC, they are those who indeed ganged up, did all they could to stop Kolu during their primaries. Now, for the general, but they don't have any delegates. They said this was when Amechi moved in. That is why, for the number of people they could convince, they managed to get Amechi to the second place. Why Kolu was in the far first. So, Kolu went to. Now let's take that. Let's leave Pastor Ruga out of it. So that is just to give you the context of what is really driving these people. Why are they so much against Tinubu in their own party, member of the same political party? Now, that's why I gave you that context that personally, there's been a long one, right? That if Kolu, by any means, I don't really see that too. I don't have any control over that. If Kolu, by any chance, should muscle his way, bulldoze his way and the rest, and become declared their president after the whole thing, please don't let anybody then feel or make you feel like, you know what I mean, that Buhari played the game to do that for him, because it is going to be a payback time. The war that should have started during transition, the rivalry, all these differences of years that they have been pretending about for years. Are you with me? That should have started the moment Tinubu is handed that power or anything, right? Tinubu and gang, they have already been making the push behind the scene. Buhari and gang, they have been seeing the move, and they know that the first set of people that Tinubu and gang will come after, the moment they get that power, they are going to be the CPC member of Buhari's gang. Therefore, that's why Buhari had to come out now and say, well, I did it. If you won't fight me, come and fight me. But I don't think they will fight him. He took his fight to the Werewike of Rivers yesterday, remember? That was where they said national anthem, and your man raised his hands and his walking stick. Look at that. I showed you that earlier, right? But don't worry. Let's go to River State where Werewike didn't say he's supporting Kolu and is not saying he's not, but their conversation as it happened. Let's go to River State. That was yesterday inside that government. I told you that I will find it and I'll get what it discussed and I'll bring that to you. Let's go back in there. Werewike, the lousy coward as well.
To take place or not. Or you have an agenda to truncate this election. I don't know. Look at what is happening on here today. Edo, Delta. See what is going on. I saw the meeting gathering in Port Harcourt. I had to call my CP. What is going on?
The River State governor maintained that the uproot Naira redesign and the consequent tactless implementation of the Naira sway policy by the Central Bank of Nigeria marks of pure politics. He insisted that irrespective of the politics, the ruling APC must ensure that the general election holds.
I believe your party should make sure this election holds. I believe your party, you are in power, ensure that this election holds. Nobody can solve the issue of corruption in 2-3 months. It's not possible. It is not possible. This thing is purely politically motivated.
Governor Wike took a sweep on the governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, for his blatant disregard for the Supreme Court of Nigeria.
How can you people be in government at this time? At this time, governor of the Central Bank disrespecting the Supreme Court. Where has it happened in any democracy? Governor of a central bank thinking of whether to obey Supreme Court order. Where has it happened? I'm not talking about Federal High Court order. I'm not talking about Court of Appeal. I'm talking about Supreme Court said, do not do this. And everybody is folding hands, begging Central Bank to obey Supreme Court order. Which country has it ever happened? Even the order of Supreme Court is not obeyed, what are you telling the poor people on the streets?
Governor Wike, who described himself as unrepentant member of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), said it is abominable for two PDP states, Bayelsa and Edo, to join the federal government as defendants in the suit brought before the Supreme Court by some states challenging the Naira sway policy.
For the first time, I've seen a government procuring opposition to join them to defend their policy. A policy that anti-people. I've never seen a thing like this. You are not the one procuring to join you in defending something that's totally wrong. I have never seen a thing like this in my life. I've never seen a thing like this in my life. I have never seen this in my life. It's a big shame.
The governor commended the
Igboro ti daru. You know, when we say that the whole house is collapsing. Again, I am not saying you shouldn't create your own alternative reality. But you see, this one I'm showing you is deeper. Have you listened to the audio where Gandola is complaining? Wala today. He attacked Buhari no be small. But in Hausa, I hope Ahmed will join us tonight if I open the line. Buhari is a selfish man. How could he be like that? How could he do this? Omo. Buhari's attack dogs too. They have started responding. I beg, don't talk like that. Do you have something to hide? The president has done his best. He said everybody should go and get to 200 naira. Why are you attacking the president? Do you want the president to do wrong thing? You, Buhari, that was doing trader money with Pastor Ruga, sharing 10,000 naira all over Nigeria before election. Now you could come say me they no share money, me they abi. So while sha don't happen, sha. That is that. Let's go back to River State. With the week again.
Maybe you may have forgotten. I came to you and said, sir, look at the way the country is moving. There's no way you can allow the current president to continue in 2019. You don't ask me, okay, what are the alternatives? I said, sir, we have Atiku, we have Tabawa, we have Bukola. He laughed. He said, look, I will remain with Buhari. If this is the alternatives, I will remain with Buhari. But you will remain with Buhari if these are the alternatives I'm projecting. That I don't know them. That's what he told me. I've never told this to so many people. I've told to my close allies. That's what he told me. Even though you also tried to make I should come over to APC, it's not a good idea. I'm not going to partake in that.
That's very wicked. Confirming that Kolu said it will remain with Buhari. I will remain with Buhari. So why are you now inviting us to settle or be on your side because Buhari is about to sabotage his friend? But let's reason more. You don't hear where person where they work for Wema Bank is collecting the salary from the staff account of UBA before. You know they work like that. You banked on this and you will see it to the end. When you get to the end of it, whatever you find at the end of it, take it, hone it, and don't die from the disappointment. I'm just saying, because it is about to get even more confusing and then frustrating. And as you are counting the days, as you have been pretending about the failures of Buhari for years, when has Buhari done anything successfully before in 7.5 years? Tell me anything. Buhari is telling you that they will put 200 out there. Banks will give you the 200. Then you can do this or you know what? All those things, they are just the same Buhari. Just believe whatever you want to believe. The frustration is just about to kick off. You see that protest, that riot, in fact, it is just about to take a new dimension. And I'll tell you the ingredients and what have you to that. With a wicked that met with Buhari, met with Tinubu, inside the government house of Rivers State, also met with the APC, Egbekegbe's governorship candidate. You know, say Wike na Were. We didn't just call him Were Wike here. It's not like I can abuse. It is who he is Were. So if you want to say Were, you can say Mr. Were Wike. Or is what do you call it? Is Sex Excellency Abi Were Wike. But he's a Were. You were a wicked that is fighting everybody because he wants to be the godfather in Rivers State. And he has his own candidate that is chasing every other candidate in Rivers State to hell. You can't enter the same place because Tinubu signed Were Wike on a temporary loan. Sure you get with condition that everybody, every player that is playing the same wing as Were Wike's players, they have to rest them and let Were Wike's players dress up for the game. That's the deal. So that on the day that they are going to choose who is going to be the head of the head coach of the British contraption called Nigeria, to choose the head coach, then choose the players. Everybody must have to fight for the tabi. So Were Wike signed a deal that they will, it will use its own resources and everything, and it will deliver the head coach in Rivers State. So after doing that, everybody that comes from the head coach, this head coach party, all the players will have to be rested. They cannot play on that day
Wike and his team, they will go to the field, no challenge, no opposition. The referee is there, linesmen are there, that's INEC, and then every one of them. And then they will just declare them the winner. 10-0, Wike winner. That's the deal. Why are you walking into the government house with this guy? But you trust Wike now. You can go ask. They say, are you contesting for governor? Abi you are contesting for, Abi you are just playing because don't think because you followed him here, that because of that now that has made no. What are you contesting for? Ask a person where they contest for governor under APC. They sat beside somebody where they contest for president under APC. He was asking him, what are you trying to contest for? I hope you are not saying you want to be governor. In front of where Tinubu. I didn't make it up. Listen to this. I'm coming back to Gandola. Somebody said he's going to do the interpretation. He will translate whatever Gandola said, okay? My brother Mohammed, you will need to help me do that translation because I'm going to be reading that too, okay? Please, be on hand. Now, let's go back to Rivers State. Wike, again.
After President Muhammadu Buhari's tenure.
Thank APC governors for standing firm to say the unity of this country is more paramount. It's more paramount. If you want to be president without peace, does it make sense? You must be president when the country is united and you enjoy being president.
The governor described the APC presidential candidate as a man of character and courage. These attributes, he stressed, is what the country desperately requires now in her democratization drive.
I wish you good luck. I support the principle of fairness, equity, and justice. And that is what G5 stands for. G5 does not stand for anybody. It stands on the principle of equity, fairness, and what? Justice.
Governor Wike advised the APC presidential candidate that the national leadership of the party not to invest resources in any of the party's candidates in the state because none of them will win a single seat in the general election.
So that as a party, you don't need to spend their money. My order is to advise you. I watch your rally. I was watching TVC. Don't spend money on Yoruba candidates. Yes, it's right. You should have a candidate. Because as a ruling party, it will be wrong. You don't feel candidates in all the positions. But there are some areas you should say, let's leave this. That one, I watch everything, and I watch the voting. It will be doing business. You know, this business will not sell. Why do you go ahead doing the business? I was thinking he was coming with you. I thought you would come with you. I would have told you, are you running for governorship or you want to run for ministerial position? So that is the truth. I will tell you the truth and I will not hide anything.
Earlier.
That's all I want to say. I don't want to hide anything from you. Don't spend money on your governorship candidate here. Any of them here. All of them contesting, they will not win anything. Don't waste your money. Okay. I saw your rally on TVC. Don't waste your money. Emperor Wike in the democracy. That they chase people enter ground for River State. This way the Wike. The same way they are chasing people in Lagos, attacking people. APC of Tinubu. In River State, no joko. You could say we want to go and do rally. But the only people that are not really being attacked are the obedient. Have you noticed that? I've not seen obedient attacked or anything yet. But APC, PDP, in River State, you be PDP, they campaign for Tifku. Baba, think I'm well, oh. I'm serious, oh. No go, they do say anything, oh. That go, back. Now, real war for River State right now. And it's going to get worse. Are you with me? And you can't be APC. Say they campaign for governor. But you get mind, though. Anyway, go ahead. and tell us later if it is worth the risk. That is what Werewike is doing. Democracy, Nigerian type of democracy. And I bet, like I said, he said that G5 stand for justice, equity. What is justice and fairness in that? You see, that's part of the confidence that Werewike always kind of display. Have you not noticed? During the time that they are running towards running for the people destroying people's presidential tickets against Atiku and others, this is the way he was talking. Like it's already done. Don't waste your money. He told Peter Obi, don't waste your time. He went to Anambra to meet Peter Obi, delegate from Anambra. He said, he will not win. You all know it, he will not win. Give it to me. Me. Let me take power from APC for you. Give me power. Give me power. Remember that. Until they humbled him at their own Congress, showed him the national politics, the same way they are saying they are going to humble Tinubu. But what's not my humble Tinubu? They go humble him. They go humble and lying. That's what people are saying. But I'll go there to report everything anyway. You know now, you can't miss anything. Trust me. They humbled the Werewike in Abuja, and since then, he's been throwing tantrums. So right now, he's living in his own empire. It's like he's living in his own republic, River State Republic. Anybody who won't pass through the River State for anything political, you must pass through Werewike. And as the day gets closer, he's running shoko and mad. You know what I mean? So he said, all the G5 are for justice, equity, and every other jargons he said, Abi. Now let us go back to APC. You know what I mean? I told you that they are already working around how to they have already set the stage to start saying most of the things all of us have been saying all this while. Buhari is a failure. Buhari is a disaster. Buhari has destroyed Nigeria, destroyed the economy, destroyed this and that. Buhari has made Nigeria more vulnerable, terrorism and the rest. Everything you have been saying all this while, that they said if they catch you, they are locking people up. They are killing people for just picking up. NSAS, young people came out. Police brutality. NSAS. They killed them. And then they denied. Then they gaslighted everybody that is associated with that. All to protect Buhari. They were talking about legacy and what have you. Now the same man talks, say, he won't leave legacy. He no one made them buy votes. Now they are about to start saying everything you have been saying for 7.5 years. And that's why they said that these days, they say sometimes when Tinubu, they try to sleep. They say he go just randomly, he go just say, Buhari, say it again, Buhari. People go come wake up and say, Baba, daddy, it's okay, it's a dream. Sorry, it's just a dream, sorry, come back to life. I know they dear. So if you want to believe me, believe me. If you don't want to believe me, that's yours. But the reality is that Gandola, who has been following Tinubu everywhere, Babariga, mobile banking CEO of Kano, the thief of Kano, is written in serious political pains. Unfortunately, all these guys have compromise on them. They are thieves. Buhari knows them, right? But it be like say they no fit just hold it together anymore. Like, no, we're not going to hold it together anymore. No. If we all die, now die. If we want them, we will die. Buhari is selfish. In Hausa, Abdullahi Abi Muhammad, my friend, we start the interpretation now. Because this is Gandola lamenting. Wailing wailers, we were called wailing wailers. Wailing wailer. Until when somebody come they talk, say, come they hate me. Imagine Lagos Abobaku, Oshogbo Alimajiri, a crumb eater, ass licker, ass kisser, all ricer, somebody who is a Jagabandit, Jagabanami, now getting angry with me because I don't want to join him, okay? To shout, Buhari is a betrayer. Buhari has failed. Buhari must go. Do you know that every time I remember that you are trying to blackmail us, APC, all of you, Ashiri, APC, man abroad, on this social media, every time I remember that you are trying to blackmail us, to join your pity party. Now you call Willing Willer for 7.5 years. 7 days to your election. Una won't come take the front seat of Willing Willers. All of us can say, okay, yeah, the way low. We can't try swap the seat and say, okay, let's swap the shoes now. Let's get real. You won't come the blackmail us. Why can't you just all come together for this great country? Every time I remember that you are saying all of this, supporter of Tinubu, supporter of Buhari, APC, Egbe member, in 2023, 7 days to election, you are now angry that some people are saying Buhari must continue. Buhari go harder. Buhari no loosen the rope. Buhari press them harder. You are now saying that you are surprised. They make me angry. That's why sometimes when I remember, all the time when I remember, the same way I'm feeling right now, remember that you are doing everything to use a reverse psychology on people, blaming them for not joining you to help gaslight Buhari. If they do me, make a curse you. They do me like say make I just get one original curse. People say, if I say, Maiyegun, that one enter. But that one makes sense. I just don't know how to curse very much. That's why I always use that Emma blow down. Why would you blackmail us? Why? We have been in this position for long. You were asking for our heads. You were asking for our liberty and our freedom to be taken away. You were asking them to jail us. Not because we are direct victims, but simply because we don't want to be victims one day. Because you see, that's one thing about bad governance. Nobody is spared. Nobody is safe. Nobody is in any way spared. You are supporting them. You will share in the whole consequences. Are you not sharing now? But the most important one to all of you are sharing. Is that Asiwaju want to lose election because Buhari is selfish. You get. Gandola is complaining. Only is complaining about Buhari, and they want me and you to join them. Lati Bosibo. Listen, because I know say some of us know Hausa, but you go see people interpreting in the comments. You just be reading the comments. Gandola, they complain, and I'll tell you what he said.
Babu shakka mun san muhimmancin da mutuncin wato dan siyasa. Shi yasa yanzu idan ka dubi abubuwan da suke faruwa sai ka je kamar kai kuka. Ka dubi mutum yayi takara bai ci ba. Aka zo aka yi haɗin gwiwa ya ci zaɓe. Yayi shekara 4 ya sake cin zaɓe. Yanzu zai fita ba abin da ake yi illa jam'iyyar ta zaɓe shi ya lalata ta. Saboda Allah yanzu mutum ya zama habu na habu. Kai ka tara kayanka, kai ka wa kayanka. Lokacin zaɓe ya zo an auna a kawo wannan doka. Saboda Allah wannan doka me ma'anarta kuma menene in an yi ta bayan zaɓe ko me yasa ba yi ta ba shekara 7 da rabi. Ai duk ɗan siyasa sai ya ji shin me amfanin wannan gwamnan central bank bai san hawa ba bai san sauka ba ɗan siyasa ba kowa ba. Yanzu mutum yana shugaba yana ganin banki na cin wuta. Saboda Allah in ba dan dimokuraɗiyya ta lalace ba haka ta yiwu. Wannan ba shi da amsa kwata-kwata kuma dimokuraɗiyya ba ta gaji wannan ba. Saboda haka mu daga cikin muka je ga kai ƙara. Sha ba mu da wannan tsari ba amma dai muna gani shiri ne na kada yi zaɓe kuma Allah ya yarda muka ci zaɓe duk wannan abin za mu yi watsi da shi. Ya za a yi bankin duniya ya ce abin da kuke yi ba daidai ba ne. IMF ya ce ba daidai ba ne. Ƙungiyoyi daban-daban su ce ba daidai ba ne. Shugabannin ƙasashe daban-daban su ce ba daidai ba ne. Mutum ya ce ya bashi kwana 7 ya yi tunani. Mai sai da tattasai da timatiri mai sai ba ya rube za ka shiga mota. Akwai supermarket da ba suka daina karɓar kuɗi na ce a rufe. Kuma tun da karar da muka yi babban kotu na ƙasa ya ce a dakata a ce daga karɓar tsofaffin kuɗi har sai an gama wannan shari'a. Saboda haka ne na ba da umarni duk bankin da bai karbi tsofaffin kuɗi ba ni ko zan soke certificate ɗinsa, an ba da sanarwa, in an soke kuma ba hali ka bude banki. Saboda haka abun ma ya wuce wai ba ka so wani ya ci zaɓe, a'a dimokuraɗiyya ce ma ba a so ake wai nan gaba a zo a kafa wai kwamiti na babu shakka.
Thank you very much. Do you want to know what he said, right? Is insulting Buhari, that Buhari has been in power for 7.5 years. He didn't change money, right? Only now that he has just few months to go. That is when he wants to change money and put our people in serious economic problems. Look at the people from these rural communities or these areas, yeah? And then he also says that Buhari is just being selfish. That the people that he contested for 3 times and he failed for 3 times until people came to help him. Now, the people that came to help him and give him that power, he has enjoyed that power for 7.5 years and almost 8 years now. Now, he's trying to destroy everything for other people within the party. It's making it difficult for them. He's destroying everything that could give the party a chance to win election. I don't know if I try enough, okay? But I know you will believe the one I said than any other thing anybody type. Some of you will believe what I said than what anybody else will type. Because what I said is the truth of what is actually said. I might have added my own small jara to make the meaning. They say, you know, the content is lost in translation, not in my own translation. Because I put my own translation and then an explanation out in layman explanation. Layman. That means streetwise we explain. You say, yes, I get it. I get what you mean. Sure you get. Because I know my people and they do know me. Many of you will believe what I said than what Mohammed is going to type. But anything Mohammed type in that comment, just see it as an extra to what Maiyegun said. That's exactly what he said. Lambasting Buhari. Everybody lamenting. But Kolu, the poor Kolu, when they finally gave him a microphone to speak in Rivers State, this is what he told Werewike, if you don't mind.
That I have for you. You work hard and you voice loudly your commitment to unity and the critical path to that unity in Nigeria. You never advocated a division or breakup of our country. You follow history. You respect the country.
On his part, the APC National Chairman Senator Abdullahi Adamu explained that he had deliberately resolved that power should rotate to the south at the end of President Muhammadu Buhari's tenure. According to him, the decision resulted in the emergence of Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu as the APC presidential candidate for the 2023 general election.
Promise is a huge burden, and not many people keep their promises. You were one of the leading governors who advocated for the shift of power so that a southerner will become president of the Republic of Nigeria.
So that was them with Werewike, where Kolu was talking about he respects Werewike so much because he never advocated for the breakup of Nigeria. Something that a lot of them sort of are afraid of. Forgetting the fact that Kolu became Kolu after he joined Nadeco. the NADECO that was after the restoration of democracy and the end to the military rule, or Yorubas will break away from Nigeria if we don't go back to democracy. NADECO. So now they are all afraid of the breakup of Nigeria. Sorry, that's Gandola, by the way. Gandola, Alaji Gandola, and Alaji Paso Uluwo Gandola. That's Gandola, ladies and gentlemen. Talking about the G5, because that's actually what I want to take you to next. After all the atotonu, all the noise and the rest, yeah? I mean, shouldn't we hear from Emefiole too? He possibly, well, I actually have something to show you from Emefiole, okay? So after Buhari said, I'm the one who sent him, anybody will get problem with that should come to me. Yeah? Then Emefiole said, I'm just doing my job. I don't know why everybody trying to hate me. Now Buhari sent me, not me. Now Buhari sent me. Well, listen to this. So,
the truth is this, you know, we are all servants. We are serving Nigerians. As far as I'm concerned, the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation has spoken on this matter, and the President has sealed the whole of the issues this morning in his broadcast. And I think I can only just appeal to Nigerians, let's allow this policy to work. This policy is one policy that goes to solve the problem of reducing corruption and illicit financial flows. This policy goes to resolve some of the problems in the economy. This policy also goes to reducing the level of insecurity in the country. So these three issues, which are the tripod of this administration's policy, are all embedded in this policy. We should just allow it to work. We keep saying this. There are some temporary pains, but I can assure Nigerians that the long-run benefit to Nigeria is overwhelming, and we should just give it a chance to work.
So what should we expect from the CBN following the presidential directives? The
President has given his directives. I have met with about 15 banks this morning, later, and we've given them directives about how they should make all the old 200 Naira notes available, effective today. And I can assure Nigerians that this will help to reduce the pains. We meet with the bankers at least once daily to get feedback and the rest of them. And I think we should just allow this policy work. The pains, temporary pains, are regrettable, but I can assure Nigerians that it will be well. Thank you.
That's the final answer. If you hear anybody crying, abusing Buhari because of Naira change, pay attention very well, and listen to what how they are saying them. Agbado go dey their back pocket. And when they are saying this, it's not because they like Nigeria or they like you or they like, I mean, they are against what is going on. Now, because except APC, Egbekegbe do transfer. Baba, I don't mind show shorty. Now coins they go take, they buy their votes this time around. That's what I heard anyway. Because as it be so, some people, even with the last warning, they carry the money come out. 1,000, wherever they put them. I mean, look at this.
I'll go interview.
How much is this, Oga?
When you kaswa kike?
Flower nike sewa.
Flower.
How much kaswa? Kaswa kundu.
Main market kaswa kundu. Shaguna na.
Warehouse nike.
Warehouse place. Wholesale okay. 50 million.
50 million. Because Saba. Oga, what have you been doing since that you are bringing 50 million today?
Tumba kun shekaran jiya muke tare da kuɗin. Sai za mu yi da su.
To amma ba ban tambaye ku ba. Amma an ce maka ran 31 ga watan January. So wannan ta
branches ne difference. Alhaji ka duba statement ina za ka ga muna a kullum a duk wata wani harkar saboda biliyan daya.
billion there.
Yes.
Yes. You say monthly they do 1 billion there.
Allow me.
That is Nigeria money in the sack, 50 million naira. Are you there? That is what the whole thing has come to. And you probably will soon begin to see 1,000 naira money, bail money, dumped on the roadside. Okay? Even though somebody like Kaduna Littlefinger, who told you that you should continue to spend your old naira notes. Now that Buhari has come out to say, I sent them, I sent Emefiole. I don't think these guys have they have any bank where you can send your old naira notes. Now that the Kaaba they are talking about have spoken 4+4. Sure you get. I'm just saying, you know, yeah, that is that. However, Werewike says something about G5. Remember? Well, after Kolu left Werewike, he went straight to the Port Harcourt Stadium. Then he gave his bala bulu bulu bala jargons nonsense. When he was done, Abike Dabiri announced that it was time for the national anthem. National anthem. You can stand straight. Or if I say some people they put hand for chest. Is that not the pledge? Okay, the pledge now like this. I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, and deserted, and blah blah blah. Yeah, that one I like that. Or you can do like that and say national anthem. My darling people, when Kolu heard, let's relax back now for the national anthem. Imagine if this was the United Nations, UN in New York. They say, oh, all of you welcome the president of Nigeria. So finally, when they managed to pack him and push him to the podium, put the disabled guard behind him so that he doesn't flip over, right? And they say, Nigeria national anthem, gang, 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 gang. And Kolu start walking like that. They say, Abakilo de what's happen? This one an alien. They say, no, the president of Nigeria. I say, is that the country of imbeciles? Like, are they like people who are crazy? Yes. It's a country of 200 million mad people. And that's the best among them. Local was okay by when you both self go chalk. Say, the United Nations, all the worldly, everybody did here. They say your Nigeria national anthem.
The national anthem.
Can you hear my?
Hello, Oju didn't see me, sha. Like my eyes is just pushing me. But you know, they say you cannot shame the shameless. Sure, you know. Look at that face. Look at that smirk on his face. It's like, yeah, what he call me? Chai, I've been caught. When Oshiomole said, Baba, no. Say, oh, my bad. This guy's caught me. Made them turn off the camera and say, oh yeah, Kolu, sing the national anthem again. Here you get. Look at that face. It's a face of chai. Oh more.
I don't give these people another content again. Chai, damn it. Okay. Game. Anyway, my post well. I just show everybody say, nothing they happen. Are you with me? That's exactly what I saw in that, in my, from my own lenses anyway. So yeah, leaving that, I mean, what do you think? What do you think? When they package something like this, it be like say, I'm gonna. They say what you order. This is what you ordered. All of you, if you remember, if you remember Buhari very well, the packaging of 2015, this is what you are ordering. This is your order. When they deliver, now waiting they go deliver to you be this. So if you are thinking that you are going, I'm going to have heartbreak because you choose Tinubu, Atiku, or anybody. Baba, you say reason am now. You go shop. You want to order for something. They say, this product is so good. Look at it. Poch. Cool. Cha-cha. More. He get experience. He get money. He get everything. Look at them. RNG, future money queen. They can't deliver the whole thing. See what they deliver. You can't come out because they say, now Google keep people who convince me. Make a follow Tinubu. Some of you are cursing the people who told you to support Buhari after they have shown you the shege, Abi. You they curse Buhari and people will advise. Everybody that told me to vote for Buhari, God will punish all of you. Buhari, God punish you. I am showing to you right now what you ordered and then what is going to be delivered. Kaduna Little Finger that promises that you can continue to spend the old Naira is yet to make a statement after the Buhari's broadcast. He's already said that he doesn't believe in Buhari's leadership anymore. Here you get.
It is smoke Igbo. It is take India. It is smoke Igbo. It is take India.
El Rufai. Now, El Rufai is quiet. Yeye Bello is quiet. Other people are making mouth that they are going to make sure that Supreme Court deliver a judgment on the 22nd. And they are afraid that Buhari is not going to honor any of them because he doesn't obey court order. And that's not new. I mean, Buhari, go on. But will the wicked say something about themselves as a G5? Do you know what the G5s are doing, right? One of them, apart from Willie Wike, one of them met with Kolu just today in Ibadan. And that is Soloma Kende, Sheyi Makinde of Ibadan. Now, the Soloma Kende of, Sheyi Makinde of Ibadan, of Oyo State, that received Kolu in Ibadan today, did make some mention about something similar to what Willie Wike also said. And if you remember last year when I told you that out of the G5, when they all met, I met with Obasanjo, met with Tinubu, met with Atiku, right? So at the last consideration, they said that Peter Obi rejected some of the proposals, things they were telling him to do, that if he wants them to support him, he will have to be this, he will have to be that, he have to tell some of his supporters and those who are contesting election under Labour Party in these areas to step down. They should not contest again and all of that stuff. And from what we heard, and I told you, he rejected all of that. So that from that moment, it was obvious that it was never G5, or they are never going to go for Peter Obi. But that's not what happened. What happened was that when January approached, this G5 with a Wike, Autumn, Iguain, Ikpeazu, and Sheyi Makinde. Now, Sheyi Makinde, among them, right? They said when it was time for them to decide who, that was when division came. What happened? Sheyi Makinde and then Wike, they want to work for Tinubu as their choice. But you see, the Autumn, Ikpeazu, Iguain, they are interested in Peter Obi. But here is the problem with Iguain and Ikpeazu of Abia and Enugu, these two governors. Their problem was that Peter Obi is from the eastern Nigeria, okay? And he has naturally, right, dominated the entire area. Politically, the politicians know. I mean, I think they know, or I want to believe that they do know, okay? So from that conversation, I told you this before, I'm just repeating it all. From that conversation, they told him that he should
tell all the obedient in their different state, okay, that they will support PDP. And they will then work for Peter Obi. So they said that Obi said, I can't say that. I can't tell people that. I'm sorry. In fact, talking about structure or what have you, the people will be the ones to actually do the voting, defend the voting, and whatever will come after it. Not even just me. So I'm not going to make a deal with you. I have told you this before then, and some of you probably didn't believe that. No. We are Maiyegun. Wike will never work for Tinubu. Muslim ticket. Maiyegun is like, you don't even know Wike. But Baba, fast forward to February 2022. The coward Wike that promised to announce his own candidate publicly. Nobody asked him. Nobody said you have to. No, he said he would. Now the way Wike and Seyi Makinde are with Tinubu, right? Ekpe Azu and Egwuanyi, they are with Tinubu, but they are with Tinubu not like they have anything to give him or deliver, because they have no control of what will happen this month if your election happen. They have no idea. In fact, they themselves may become victims of people's rage if they vote, if the election takes place, right? So they can't promise anything, but they can't be against him too. It's like everybody should go and fight for himself. So while Tinubu was received in Ibadan, Autumn was receiving Obi in Benue. I didn't get much of what they discussed, but I did get this. It's very short. Then I'll take you to Ibadan.
Peter Obi and Daddy are the youngest people, so the youth must rise up and support Peter Obi.
That's Autumn. Again, when I lay my hands on what they actually discussed, who said what in Benue, I'll share that with you later, okay? Kolu was in Ibadan, and it was massive. Yeah, I don't have the full details of that, but I do have the details of when he met with Seyi Makinde in Ibadan. What did Seyi Makinde say to him before Kolu went to go and do his balabulu at the campaign ground? You know what? Let's go to that Ibadan. And the arrival of Kolu. Did he say it's the weather that kept him waiting? And somebody said, hold up, this hold up. And he said, yeah, hold up. That's Kolu. Kolu doesn't just use a teleprompter. He's got human teleprompter. They speak to him, they tell him things because he's Kolu Tilo. Ikuya Jessin. That's what somebody told me. He said, Ikuya Jess. I said, I could little yen now. When Ikuya Jess, we'll look at all these things. Maiyegun, I said, see, calm down. Are you with me? So what did Seyi Makinde tell him? Let's go listen. Inside the Agodi government house.
Integrity group were saying that, look, if we have to choose between the unity of this country and our political aspirations, we will choose the unity of this country. So I alluded to the sacrifices made by our colleagues, the governors of the APC from the northern part of this country, because we also monitor your emergency. And they sacrificed, certain things for the unity of this country. So look, if we have to move forward as a people, Yoruba will always say that we have to evolve the system such that there's inclusivity, there's fairness, there's justice, there's equity in how we run this country. Just like I mentioned, different political parties, different players, but if the country does not survive, then we don't have, the political parties will fade away. There have been political parties, from independence. So, I will say that I wish you well. It's only a couple of few more days to go, about 9 days. But one thing I want you to take away from this visit today is the fact that we will vote for equity, for fairness, for justice, and for so please feel free to pass your message to our people, and February 25 is the date with history. Thank you.
Now so cowards they do. They know if they talk directly, they will say it's politics. Come on. You are not for Atiku. Just say it to him. We are supporting you for equity, justice, and we are telling our people to support you, to vote for you. Say it. But they are all cowards, by the way. So don't. That's why I need to go and see the copy of what Autumn said when he met with Obi. Not just shouting, Obi, Obi. Although he did say something about he's the youngest and the rest of that, right? When I lay my hand on that clip, I will share that with you. But I have another one. This one is, okay, let me show you Ibadan. Let me show you Kolu inside Ibadan, okay? Like I said, I don't have the full speech yet. I'm going to bring it some other time. Before I go show you Dati. Somebody just reminded us there that we are over 3,000 on YouTube. Of course, people are always kind of very stingy with Maiyegun when it comes to, you sit down there for like 2 hours listening and all that, commenting, typing. A lot of you are typing, right? But you can actually spare a moment and just like that video. Trust me, it doesn't really take long. Like the video, leave the chat room, okay? Like the video. Subscribe to my channel if you actually, this is your first time, second time, or you've never really subscribed. Okay, so do that, and then you can come back some other time too. I've got great stuff to share with you, and some said I'm too blunt and too raw, or I would rather say I'm too real, okay? And emotion and other things, they don't really work on me, per se, okay? So yeah, you'll be fine here. If you enjoyed it so far, so good. You can stop and just like the broadcast. How can you have 30,000 people watching you and only 700 of them have been able? I don't know, maybe YouTube is actually counting it late, okay? But here is inside Ibadan, after Kolu left Agodi with Seyi.
Daddy.
Trust me, I'm going to bring you some of the details later in another broadcast, of course. So thank you so much, everyone that responded. And then indeed, took their time to go and like that video. So thank you. I appreciate you for that. However, let's leave all the noise, okay? Let's leave all the noise and all of that out now. The drama, campaigns and all that, okay? You see this guy who is Peter Obi's running mate. I caught where is answering questions that just like the same way you could at least probe what they say and then punctuate or punch whatever they say that you believe is outrageous or exaggerated, right? Let's spend another 3 minutes. Listen to this guy. He was held up and he was being asked how they intend to fix Nigeria despite all these ruins. I don't know if this will actually make any sense to you, but please, listen.
I respectfully stand on existing protocols, recognizing our able convener, chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. When you have to speak in such a condensed manner, it is not out of place to bring in Tawhid to your rescue. There's a certain Tawhid I want to bring in. The North, for what we are, deeply religious. I wish to pose that the majesty of Arsh al-Azim is beyond that pitiable creature will be in need of help and he doesn't get that help. Who is that pitiable? Human, down here on earth. We cannot manage our affairs in Nigeria. And every 4 years, Allah's Rahama is down here. When we see election, we're talking of Allah's Rahama. If you don't like your situation, change it. We cannot touch Allah's Rahama for one key reason, because we don't say the truth. And no institution or organization leads in saying the truth like what we have here today. So Baba, I thank you so much. What is the truth? There are systems that have failed, move them out. There are individuals who have paid, move them out. In fact, Dr. Bugaji, senior colleague, when he said that, why should people who stole be given titles? He is correct, but he can even be more correct when he puts it this way. Why should people who stole be given power? Where you see the problem, we see the solution. We have already said it. The enemies, the terrorists, the bandits, the armed robbers, the kidnappers, they are not more formidable than constituted authority. Maitama police station can go and dislodge them. The fact of the matter is that there has never been that political will to do it. Irresponsible governance has been responsible for the situation we're in. Where you see the problem, we see the solution. Our records, our histories have shown we were able to create wealth. We did not derive wealth from government. Logically speaking, we know how to move Nigeria from consumption to production. Again, my senior brother came short of saying production because he's so clever. He says consumption to processing. In fact, you have been reading our mind. We are the ones who will bring an end to this endemic corruption. A governor who served 8 years without borrowing a penny, left behind 75 billion for his state, and refused to sign the law to collect money. Match that with a vice who, when in 2006, they were selling Apple houses. Not that the act was wrong, but I disagreed with the principle of repayment. 1 out of 300 and 60 refuse to buy my humble self, I'll respect your time. The truth of the matter is that we don't say the truth, we don't like the truth, we don't support the truth. And that is why we are not yet able to touch Allah's rahmah by getting the right leaders. Nothing is as powerful as an idea whose time has come. That idea now is that Nigerians have more or less resolved to vote in competence you can trust, characters you know, compassion you can feel, capacity that has been proven. Let's meet at the polling units. Thank you so much.
The guy said, let's meet at the polling unit. Peter Obi tweeted something, I think it was yesterday, and he said, you Nigerians, you shouldn't join them in any politically motivated or politically sponsored protest to truncate the election, okay? He said, take your anger, your frustration, take it to the polling unit, Abi. I pray you make it to the polling unit too. For those of you who want to go there, I pray you make it to the polling unit. But yeah, that's from him. The other one I'm going to share with you just before we go tonight is going to be the Yoruba Union's back to school support program, where we are spending almost 10 million naira from this platform. So, okay, we are spending about 10 million naira to make sure that the children that are supposed to be in school and the ones that are in schools in Yoruba land are in schools. And whatever support we could give, from books to school fees to school uniform to school shoes and all that, we decided that we're going to do that for 10,000 school children from this platform through the Yoruba Union, right? We have been to Oyo State, we have been to Osun State, we have been to Ekiti State, we have been to Ondo State, we have been to Kwara State, we have been to Ogun State, and we have been to Badagry, of course. Even though we haven't completed the mission, I want to share this one with you. The last, one of our last outings, when we were in Badagry. Badagry is in Lagos. Ladies and gentlemen, Yoruba Union.
afternoon to you all. Ṣé Yorùbá? Ẹ ṣe ọ̀fẹ́ gbọ́ Yorùbá? Tí máa sọ sí yẹn máa gbọ́ ẹgbẹ́ nǹkan tí mo sọ. Ṣé ọmọ Yorùbá ni yín? Ọmọ Yorùbá lèmi náà. Ọmọ ìlú Èkó ń bí mi ní. A wá láti wá fún yín lẹ́bùn ni. Ojú gbogbo ibi ṣé wojú yín inú mi ń dùn because anytime tómi náà rí báyìí tí mo kéré báyìí. Ìgbà tí mo kéré báyìí yẹn, ó láwọn nǹkan kan tí mi ò mọ̀. Gbogbo nǹkan ni màá fi ń ṣeré because àsìkò eré ni mo. Ọmọ aládé ni yín, you are special, yeah? And ẹ̀yin lè jẹ́ àwọn èèyàn dúdú. Ẹ̀yin lè jẹ́ ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà yìí. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ pé ilé ìgbé ìlú wa, ẹ̀yin lọ́jọ́ iwájú wa ṣé ìfẹ́ and you are very special people. Orílẹ̀ ìlú wa àgbàlá wà fúnlẹ̀ wá. Orílẹ̀ ìlú àdìgbé bọ́ sí pé ẹ̀fẹ́ rẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ṣe tó bá fẹ́ gbọ́ àwọn kan wà dìde bó tẹ̀síwájú iṣẹ́ wà fún rẹ̀. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ àdúrà orí ìgbàgbọ́ wà ní pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹjẹ́ ká máa lépa. Tẹ̀síwájú, fọ̀fọ̀ ire àti oúnjẹ dára. Ọmọ èdè àdìgbé bọ́ sí pé ẹ̀fẹ́ rẹ̀. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ àdúrà rẹ̀. Pàtàkì mi. Kọ́ ti má ti kọ́ yín. Ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ máa kà á wà lẹ́yìn ìwé yín bíbà ẹ̀. Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wá. Orílẹ̀ ìlú wà ní pé bá ti bẹ̀rù ìgbé ìlà rẹ̀. Pàtàkì mi. Iṣẹ́ wà fún ilẹ̀ wa, fún ilẹ̀ ìbí wa, ká gbéga sí ààyè yìí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wà ní pé bá ti bẹ̀rù lábọ́ mọ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ríṣẹ́, ká jọlà. Ìṣọ̀kan àti òmìnira ní kẹjẹ́ ká máa lépa tẹ̀síwájú fún ọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde bọ́ sí ipò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. How are you? Ó yẹ kí lè ní rìsọ́ọ̀tì yìí máa dáná ẹjọ́ ìròyìn. Ẹ wà ṣọ́ pé rìsọ́ọ̀tì yìí máa dá. Ẹ pàtẹ́wọ́ fúnra yín. Nítorí àmọ́ ṣe wá bá yín sọ̀rọ̀, ó ní ewọ́ kọ́ fà wá, àwa náà kọ́.
right. Thank you so much, Princess and our team. They have delivered this project, and they have been in contact with more than 10,000 school children like that. They've met like over 10,000 school children like that. And they still want to meet some more before they wrap the whole thing up. You won't believe it, too. 10 million naira printed 50,000 school books, exercise books, right? That each one cost about 200 and 210 naira or 250 naira. And then we give 5 to each child. And we gave that to over 10,000 school children. Yes, we raised the money within 2-3 weeks. And then we get the team together. And the team has, they've done so well. So thank you to all our donors, every one of you watching me right now that made that happen. You remember, we said by the time we implement what we wanted to do, we'll begin to, we were all looking forward to seeing the smiles on the face of those children. You've been seeing the smiles on their faces for days now. You know, I've been sharing every trip with you, different place from one place to another, Abby. That's the beauty of it. You are smiling there, you are happy, you are proud, you have impacted somebody's life that may never thank you one-on-one. You know that. That is the spirit of the Yorubaness that we want to bring back. Commitment, dedication, love, affection, empathy, sympathy, support, name it whatever you can. Let's show them that they can count on us, they can rely on us, and we can guide them out of this contraption, this hellhole. It takes a lot to do that, and that is the only thing we want to make sure that is done before we eventually lead ourselves out of this dungeon called Nigeria. We deserve love, we deserve honesty, we deserve sincere people, we deserve people who are actually like honest and caring. People that actually really care about you, that would not want to hurt you. You would love to live in a country like that, won't you? The Nigeria that we are in today that has turned us to survivalists. People where they just try to survive are hustlers. People who are just hustling themselves just to like, you can say dog eats dog. That is Nigeria. We need to change that. We need to show support to our people. We need to show something that they themselves will be wondering, wow, so that's actually possible? And listen and watch if they won't listen to you. It's a theory that has been tried before. I won't tell you who, but it worked. And I want to believe that if a lot of Yorubas are committed to this, genuinely, the same affection, the same compassion, the same support can spread to everywhere. And for those who know us in Yoruba Nation, Yoruba Union, we are idealists. You know, people who are idealists are people who will try anything. And they're also willing to make mistakes too. We are not perfect, and we are not sharing the perfect medal. Nobody is actually trying to look for a medal, by the way. We just want to make an impact until we get to that point whereby those who hold us down, for Nigeria to be doing all of this to our people, they will no longer have that power of holding us down. We'll take that power away from them, okay? But you will notice that when we are ready. So thank you to every one of you. And to this member who has promised this, there's a member of the union who has promised to help us, pay for the fixing of our truck, that van that had an accident. So I am still waiting for the quote. They haven't given me one. And I'm also saying this to all of you, our donors, okay? As we are wrapping up this project, we are already running a deficit of over 1.5 million, let's say 1.5 million naira to be precise. And that 1.5 million naira is going to go into the unplanned expenses. All the accounts will be done anyway. So we are just waiting for the team to say we are done. We've completed the exercise. Now I'll bring all of them here, including the education committee that puts all of this together. I'll bring them here and they'll come and share their experience with you, give you all the account, money donated, money spent, what is left, and what is next. Sure you get. So please, our donors, have it at the back of your mind. This project has incurred us an extra expenses, which were never really budgeted for, but you'll get to know them. So we need to cover that, okay? And we have somebody who is also going to pay for our repair of our truck, which is brilliant and great. However, if the cost is going to be something so huge for this individual, we would love to make sure that we cover the rest of the cost. So which means we are going to be, still spending on this same project. So thank you. I thought I was going to take calls.
It was so good and too good tonight that I spent, I have spent 150 minutes just trying to tell you about tonight and then other nights too, okay? So we won't take calls. I'll relax and rest tonight, okay? But yeah, we'll take calls some other time. And thank you for spending your evening with me. And remember, if you are still watching, you can still like this broadcast before you go, okay? Like it, share it, subscribe. And the next time we see, it's going to be another conversation entirely. I'll see you some other time. And good night from here.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò gbẹ́bẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá ó kú ẹni.